Hello friends. In this video, I will tell you about the Komatsu D575A series. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel before starting the video. Let's begin. The Komatsu D575A is a 1,150 horsepower tractor crawler produced in a SR or Super Ripper bulldozer/ripper configuration, or as a dedicated bulldozer in the form of the SD or Super Dozer. Both models can move 90 cubic yards of material per pass using the standard blade. The D575A3 SD Super Dozer can move 125 cubic yards of material per pass if equipped with an optional blade. The D575A3 can dig to a maximum depth of 6 feet 9 inches using its single shank ripper. Commonly referred to as the world's largest production bulldozer, the D575A series bulldozers were produced by Komatsu Limited in Osaka, Japan. Surface mine operators in the United States, Australia and Japan were the primary users of the D575A, although they were sometimes used in heavy construction applications and quarries as well. Komatsu first showed a 1,000 horsepower bulldozer prototype, the D555A, to the public at the Conexpo Equipment Exhibition in Houston, Texas in 1981. Due to economic conditions at the time, development was stalled for much of the 1980s. A successor to the D555A prototype, the D575A2 SR Super Ripper, began field testing in North America in 1989 by the Cooney Brothers Coal Company in PA, where over 1,000 hours were logged. Prototype machines are also believed to have been tested at the Harrison Coal and Reclamation Park. Full production began in 1991. The first production machine, delivered in 1992, was initially trialed in PA where the prototypes tested. The first machine was built up by Anderson Equipment Company and then sold to American Asphalt and Paving Company, where it initially worked in Las Vegas. The D575A2 SR Super Ripper was joined by the D575A2 SD Super Dozer in 1995. The first D575A2 SD Super Dozer was purchased and placed into service by the Princess Beverly Coal Company in Cabin Creek, West Virginia. The updated models, the D575A3 and D575A3 SD Super Dozer, were introduced in 2001. The first series of D575A bulldozers were the D575A2 machines. These were produced in both SR Super Ripper and SD Super Dozer configurations. These models were produced between the years of 1991 and 2041. Machines were built. In 2001 the D575A3 machines were introduced. These were produced in both SR Super Ripper and SD Super Dozer configurations. They wore a new trade dress, however most of the upgrades were electronic. Upgrades included features such as the Palm Command Control System, smooth and soft operation modes, ECMV controlled transmission, ECMV controlled transmission steering clutches/brakes, preset travel speed selection function and auto shift down function. Upgrades made within the cab also included a new suspension seat and upgraded displays and monitoring systems. These models were produced between the years of 2001 and 2007 and 11 machines were built. In 2012, a custom order was placed by Alcoa in Australia and a final machine was built, taking the total A3 build number to 12. All Komatsu bulldozers are identified by the letter D followed by the model number. Following that, the series is represented and finally the configuration. Each machine had its model number and serial number stamped onto a personal identification plate that was located inside the cab. Serial numbers 10,001 to 10,043 were A2 machines. Serial numbers ceased at 10,043 and started back up at 10,101 when the A3 series machine production begun. Serial numbers 10,101 to 10,112 were A3 machines. Serial numbers 10,004 and 10,013 were not produced due to the bad luck associated with both numbers in Japanese culture. A 12-cylinder, 4-stroke, water-cooled, direct-injected, turbocharged, intercooled, 1,150 horsepower Komatsu SA12 V170E diesel engine powers the D575A3. The D575A3 SD measures 16 feet 0 inches tall, 38 feet 5 inches long, has a ground clearance of 2 feet 5 inches. The D575A3SD features a super dozer blade designed to dump, dig or carry that measures 11 feet 11 inches high and 24 feet 3 inches wide. It has a capacity of 90 at 3. The D575A3 could be optioned with a semi-U blade or a U-dozer blade. Either could be ordered with single or dual tilt cylinders. The semi-U has a capacity of 44.5 Y3 while the U-dozer blade has a capacity of 58.8 at 3. The D575A3SD has a ground contact area of 101.55 square feet and exerts an average ground pressure of 23 pounds per inch too. The D575A3 Super Ripper weighs 289,570 pounds. The D575A3SD weighs 336,420 pounds. The D555A prototype was first shown to the public in 1981 at the Conexpo Equipment Exhibition in Houston, Texas. Due to economic conditions at the time, development was stalled for much of the 1980s. A successor to the D555A, the D575A2SR Super Ripper began field testing in 1989 and was the first model to enter production beginning in 1991. The D575A2SR Super Ripper was the first production version of the D575A, going into production beginning in 1991. It produced 1,050 horsepower. The D575A2SR Super Ripper included a single shank ripper capable of digging to a maximum depth of 6 feet 9 inches. The D575A2SR Super Ripper was superseded by the D575A3. The D575A2SD Super Dozer was the second version of the D575A, going into production alongside the D575A2SR Super Ripper beginning in 1995. The D575A2SD Super Dozer is an 1,150 horsepower, 143,300 kilograms dedicated dozer with no ripper. The D575A2SD Super Dozer was superseded by the D575A3SD Super Dozer. The D575A3 is an 1,150 horsepower dozer/ripper weighing 131,350 kilograms and capable of moving up to 90 cubic yards of material per pass. The single shank ripper has a maximum digging depth of 6 feet 9 inches. Introduced in 2001 as the successor to the D575A2SD Super Dozer, the D575A3SD Super Dozer is a dedicated dozer with no ripper weighing 152,600 kilograms. Equipped with a standard blade, the D575A3SD is capable of moving up to 90 cubic yards of material per pass. However, when equipped with an optional blade, the D575A3SD is capable of moving up to 125 cubic yards per pass. The D575A3SD includes major changes to the frame, powertrain, undercarriage, and blade, making it substantially different from the D575A3. In comparison to its predecessor, the D575A3SD includes a significantly redesigned operator cabin and powertrain electronic control system to increase productivity and a number of durability improvements including reinforced undercarriage roller guards, simpler hydraulic plumbing and longer life hoses, seals, wiring harnesses, and connectors.